Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Final Whistle. We're back again post Valentine's Day episode. Um, I'm here with Yaga, and we'll see. I think Ibn should be coming in soon, but we're gonna start. And Yaga, I think in our crew we have United fans, Chelsea fans, and Tottenham fans, and Arsenal fans, and sometimes we bring guests in who might be a Spurs fan or Liverpool fan, like stuff like that. But I don't know any Manchester City fan, and I don't know if you know one either.
No, I don't.
I don't either. So we don't talk about them as much because we just don't. They're not a team that's just out there like that. But bro, if we're talking about teams that I do not know, I think you and I picked them to win the league. But the way that they started the league, I'm sure you were.
We wrote them off. We all wrote them off.
I mean, there were questions about people were questioning Guardiola, and this, that, and third. They had just lost to Leicester 5-2. They lost to Tottenham. Everything was looking bad, and ever since that point, they have just gone on turbo, man. This team, I do not know what. If you ask me right now what happened to them that changed everything, I can't tell you because they didn't sign anybody. But I think obviously they signed players in the summer, but while they were going through the bad patch, I think what I saw from them is it seems like they're defending much better, but with the same people that they started with. Like, what have you seen that's like that has made them so good and so unstoppable so far?
Pretty much, I think they are playing collective football, right? So what is happening is I think when the last game they dropped points was against West Brom, okay? Right after the United game. So they played 0-0 against us, and then they played 1-1 against West Brom. That is all the way back on December 15th.
Yeah.
Right? I think from that moment, the league position of City and whatever was going on with the other teams, I think Pep knew that he had to change something. And one thing he changed is the all-round playing of the players. So Zinchenko wasn't really good, right? Cancelo was trying to figure out, whether he's a good fit for the Premier League. He didn't figure it out until that point. So now what is happening with City is sometimes you can see Cancelo playing in the midfield of the park. Like he's in the midfield of, like, you know what I'm trying to say? They're just all over. Everybody's interchanging places and all that. And I think that is very, very impressive. He's found a different way. Because you remember when he came to England, his first season, it was very difficult for him. And then, the following season, he won the league and won a game. He found his style of play. So I think what happened the previous season is because Liverpool figured out how City, played. So basically, every time City played with Liverpool had the edge over them. They were winning against it. So I think Pep's style of play at that time dropped off a little bit when this current season started. Mm-hmm. Now he found a whole different way. I don't see any team, and I'm not talking just in England. I'm just talking all over.
I was going to touch on that, but I was actually going to touch on all over. Let's just talk about England, and then we'll explain.
I don't see any team stopping them at this point.
Yeah,
I don't see any team stopping them.
How, the thing that has also impressed me, how they are doing things without the main players. Aguero has not played. I don't know how many minutes Aguero have played this year.
He's not started any game this season.
I think he came on a few substitute appearances here and there, and then he hasn't played. These last few weeks, Kevin De Bruyne has not been playing, and then all of a sudden, Gundogan is turning into the next, like, Lampard or something, scoring goals from midfield for fun. And, like, this team, we all knew, like, they were so stacked, they have so much depth and all that stuff, but, like, it seems like they're putting it all together, and they're not even at full strength yet. Like, so I think we all agree that the league is over. Like, they're going to run away with the league again when Liverpool, in the same kind of way that Liverpool did. I don't know how long the other teams that are chasing can hold on until they are, announced champions or whatnot. But the league is going in England. But a case can be made that they're also the best team in the world right now. Is there, I know there's a Champions League to play and all that stuff, but the elite teams that we know of, the Real Madrid, shambles.
It's all over the place.
It's even worse.
All over the place. Juve, all over the place.
All these teams, Liverpool have their own problem that we're going to touch on. The
Bayern problems at the back.
Bayern is doing well, but then they just, I mean, you don't know.
The defense is not good. That's what I'm saying. So when you talk collective football,
all over the place.
When you talk collective football, City hasn't, because I don't see any team stopping them.
So do you think, who did you have to win the Champions League last year? I mean,
this season, of course, I mean, because I've always said that I don't think City is going to win.
Mm-hmm. but I just wanted to, who did you have?
Before I said Bayern was going to win.
Okay, so as of right now, if I was to tell you that City will win the Champions League this season, would you disagree?
No, I'm not going to disagree. If they don't win, then it has to be something that happened.
This has to be their best chance, right?
This is their best chance, yes.
This is the best chance because they are so solid in the back and they're so solid going forward. I've never.
You know what surprises me?
Mm-hmm.
The way Zinchenko and Cancelo are playing. It's just I don't know how to do. So now Kyle Walker doesn't even get in the starting level.
Yeah.
Man,
I mean, the amount of players that don't get in the starting lineup, like there's the Ferran Torres doesn't play. Nathan Ake a good player. Laporte doesn't play.
Like they even have Ake.
Laporte was their best defender, and he doesn't.
John Stones picked up, and that's what I want to talk about when we get to United. I don't even want to start now.
Yeah,
but partnership is really working well for Laporte and Diaz. Oh, I said Laporte for John Stones and Diaz. Mm-hmm. And even over the weekend, Diaz didn't play. Laporte came in and still put on the show.
Mm-hmm. But because I still think Laporte is a better defender than Diaz, and it's not a big margin. You can't. But I think there's a good chemistry between Diaz and Stones, and I think the way that Stones plays, Guardiola loves him. Like if Guardiola could mold a defender of how he wants a defender to play, Stones, right? Yes. So he's been wanting him to play so well. I don't think Stones is better than Laporte, but I think Pep wanted to get this guy going, and I think
he's done that.
Yes, and I think he's done that to it seems like they are an unstoppable team, and they have so much depth. Like, I mean, it's
and sometimes it surprises me that Kevin De Bruyne is not really playing.
Yes,
because I don't really watch the games, so sometimes after the game is over, I go on online and just check what players played. Yeah. And De Bruyne I'm like, how come they won so comfortably? It's just.
And obviously, the one is their best player, their best strikers out, and they're still
been out for almost the entire season. He's not played that much. And the interesting thing is, Gabriel Jesus is not that elite, but then sometimes they don't even play him.
Exactly.
He plays with no striker sometimes.
So it seems like they have so many ways to win that it's gonna take something that they will have to fall off, and any of these chasing packs have to catch up, and we can't trust none of them.
But then you know the funny thing, I think the period of falling off already happened at the beginning of the season.
Yes. Speaking of falling off, there's one team that did not fall off in the beginning of the season. They lost. Liverpool lost their number 1 center back, number 2 center back, number 3 center back, and they kept winning in the beginning of the season. Like, it seems like City and Liverpool always seem to be in the opposite direction. They never are. I think the last 2 seasons when
they won by 1 point was when they were all.
That was that. But last season when we won the title race, Liverpool ran away with it, and this year it seems like City ran away with it. And I had this thing to say about Klopp, and I wanted to see what you think about it. If Klopp has a actual excuse of where Liverpool are, they don't have their center backs. They're playing a midfielder, sometimes 2 midfielders at center back, right? When you pull somebody out of position, the whole team seems to be out of form or whatnot. He has an actual excuse. I don't want to say excuse, but if Klopp, after games that they tie or lose and come and be like, we are struggling right now at a center back. We don't have our center backs, but we're just going to fight and then try to see what we can get to at the end of the season. Nobody would complain because I do not know what team. We're talking about City right now. I do not know how good City would be if they didn't have Laporte, Stones, and Diaz, and they had to play Fernandinho and Gundogan at center back.
They don't have, but you see, I mean, with that argument, I think I have something to say because listen, I mean, you can say all you want to say. That's why you're a big club, right? Because if you're comparing, okay, they don't have the Van Dijk, but bro, when the season started, Van Dijk was in when they considered 7 goals.
Yes, but no. Yeah, I'm not saying.
No, I'm getting the point. But see, because if we're talking about Van Dijk, Aguero has not been playing. So the same way we see Van Dijk as the best defender, Aguero is also the best striker.
No. I think it's not only Van Dijk is out.
Okay, Matip is out, but what I'm saying is...
No. Yeah, they do not have a center back, bro.
But they were winning.
Yes, but then eventually that's going to catch up with you. That's not sustainable. But
that's what I'm saying. So you think with whatever he's doing, you think is the right way to go about it? He's just
no. I think I didn't finish my point. I'm saying
okay. Finish the point.
Saying, like what he is doing in the press is actually killing his reputation because if he had came out and said that we're going through a bad spell because we have a lot of injuries that we're trying to figure out, but we will try to fight our way into the top 4 or maybe, challenge for the league or whatnot, nobody would have complained. But him coming out and attacking the broadcasters, attacking the journalists, attacking the referees, that he is attacking every single person. And I was saying this the other time that we all know Klopp as a good, happy guy, giving hugs and kisses and all that stuff.
Because he was winning.
Go well. Like the true character of a man is when things are not going well, how do you react to it? And he has turned into Jose Mourinho type of grumpy.
That's true.
And I like he's a guy that I'm a big fan of. I like managers that get the game and he's more progressive. His man management is excellent. He's a players first kind of coach. So I am a big fan of him. But the way that he's acting lately, I cannot back him from the way that he's acting. We know you're going through it, but like the frustration that he's showing is actually showing on the players also.
It is.
I think that the performance is also coming from the manager and all the stuff that he's doing in the press.
With Klopp, right? Listen, and the funny thing is, the interesting thing is, he's never come out of talk about the number of injuries he has, right? He's always complaining about what this team is doing, what this team is not doing, and all that. And at this point, it's just getting annoying. And one thing I can say is with Pep Guardiola, right? Mm-hmm. Pep never complains like that. Pep never complains like that. Okay, you could say he has a squad depth and all that. He never complains like that. At this point, Klopp, I know he lost his mom and all that, but he's just doing too much.
No, he was doing all this before he lost.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. He's just doing too much, and I don't think that's the Klopp we've known for the past 3-4 seasons.
Yeah, but then again, he hasn't been in this situation for the last 3-4.
But then when he started with Liverpool, it wasn't going well. That was when he started.
That was when expectations were low, and he didn't.
So that's what I'm saying. But I never expected that from him. He's just complaining too much.
Yeah.
And at this point, I'm just kind of disappointed a little bit. If I'm being honest, I'm just disappointed a little bit.
And another thing I was going to say is, out of all the managers, right, he is probably the one, out of the top 6 managers that I want to say, he's the one with the least pressure. Like, I don't think there's no pressure on him. There's pressure on Guardiola to win the Champions League. Jose has his own pressure. Tuchel, we're trying to figure out what it is. Ole is under pressure. Arteta is also under pressure trying to figure it out. There's one man that if things doesn't go well this season, nobody's going to question him, and that's Klopp. Because for one, he doesn't have his players. Like he doesn't have his full lineup. That's an excuse already. He's won the Champions League, won the Premier League in the last 2 seasons. He has bought so much equity that nobody's going to doubt him. But he's acting like he's under so much pressure that he has to explain everything.
He's not been in that situation, He's not been in that situation before. But then, see, I get it, the injury and all that. But then I think, whatever he's doing is having a big effect on these players. Because aside the back line, the guys are not scoring. They're really not scoring. And you have Firmino, you have Salah, you have Mane. Salah is the only one who seems to be scoring at this point. You get what I'm trying to say? So I don't think, the defense, because listen, I don't see any team that can leave without Van Dijk, Matip, and all these defenders they've lost. I don't see a team that can still be in the top 6 of the table. I don't see that happening.
Exactly.
But then the thing is, the strikers are not even scoring too.
Yeah.
Thiago Alcantara has been disappointing.
But another thing that I was also saying, that when you take away the midfield and you put them in the back, that also takes away from the people that support the attack. Right? So you're pulling Henderson away, and listen, nobody is going to tell you that Henderson is a better player than Henderson is a better player than Thiago. Nobody's going to argue that. But for this team and for this system, it seems like Henderson is much more.
Henderson,
exactly, right? So it seems like the reason why the attack is also lacking is because they're having to pull players from the midfield to play in the back. And then pull the whole team out of balance, right? So, and that's what I'm saying. Like, Klopp can come out and say all this, and we can all see it. Like what you're saying, I do not know a team that can go through all of this and still be performing at the level.
40 points, that's a lot.
We were shocked when they were still winning without the players. They were playing we were shocked how good they were doing, right? So, I mean, I don't know why he's decided to turn himself into a villain where he's just complaining all the time.
And the interesting thing is, he doesn't even have to say anything. We are even talking for him. He doesn't need to say anything. It's just annoying at this point, and I wish him well, whatever he's going through. I wish him well, but
I just hope he calms down. I mean, I know his mother passing is also putting a lot of pressure on him, but this has started before this. Did
you listen to his press conference today for Champions League?
No, I didn't.
I don't need anybody to feel bad for me. I'm okay.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. I think I saw something like that. Yeah. And I should think like what he's doing in the press is actually a distraction to the players. Like all these things add up, So, I mean, I hope Klopp turns it around because I like the guy, but I can't get behind this.
See, and one thing I feel like at this point he needs to change something. So see, for the past 4 seasons, he had an identity for that team. Specific players were playing specific roles and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I should say it because now you've taken the engine, which is Jordan Henderson, right? He's playing center back. So now that messes up everything.
Yeah, but being
also trying to play the same way. It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
I think he needs to change something. I don't know what he needs to change, but he really needs to change something because you've taken the engine out of that midfield. It's not gonna work.
I think the one thing that they've changed, now that they signed center backs, I don't know how much you trust those 2 center backs.
I don't know. They're just young guys.
But at least if he trusts them enough to okay, Henderson, Fabinho, get back in the middle so we can get something going. And then let's play one of these two or both of them together or something. I don't know if he's willing to risk that. I don't know if he believes that Kabak or Ben or whatever.
Whatever. I don't
know if he trusts them enough that are they a better center back than Jordan Henderson? Because Jordan Henderson's a good player, but I'm not sure him at center back is where you want him to be. But
I know. I mean, listen, he has to figure it out. That's why he's the manager. He's not just a coach. He's a manager. He needs to figure it out. I don't know what it is, but he needs to do something about it because if not, it's just going to go from bad to worse.
Yeah. So, speaking of from bad to worse, I like how you set this up. I think when United went at the top of the league, right, and I wish Derek was here. United went top of the league, and I think we are all sure that they're going to finish top 4. I still think they'll finish top 4, no problem. But lately, the results have been going well. I think it's 2 wins out of 6, and it's like the games that you guys are not winning are against teams in the bottom 3. Like a loss against Sheffield United and a tie against West Brom. That's 6 points that a team that's trying to, I mean, we say fight for the league likely, but at least be consistent in the top 4. Are you worried? Like, are you worried that this train is coming out of the tracks? Because it seems like every time something doesn't go well with United, everybody's pointing at the coach. Is the bad form on him? Is he the reason why you guys are on bad form, as he was the reason why you guys were in good form?
I mean, it's not solely to Ole. I mean, but I'll blame him probably 50%. Because, listen, as a fan, right, I can clearly tell you that Lindelof, Harry Maguire pairing is not going to take us anywhere. Okay? The reason being that both players are too similar.
Yeah.
Right? And if you cast your mind back to teams that have won Premier Leagues,
yeah,
the defensive pairing is never the same. You have the aggressive guy and then you have the guy who thinks, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Lindelof is not in the same breath. You can't compare. So, like, for instance, when you go to the Chelsea, Carvalho, Terry, two different players, right? Now, Vidic, Ferdinand, two different players. Now, Van Dijk, Joe Gomez on Van Dijk, two different players. Even City, Company, and whoever it was, probably Otamendi or whoever. Two different players, right? Now you have two similar players, very slow. Just even look at the goal we considered yesterday. Come on. And the thing is, fine, we've not signed any defender. Anytime Maguire plays with Bailly, you see the difference.
Yeah.
I don't know what the problem is. I don't know why Solskjaer is still putting...
It's a Scandinavian thing, man.
What'd you say?
The Scandinavian thing. Ole is from Norway.
Yeah.
He's from Sweden. You know, they have a...
Yeah, but come on. That's why you're always going to be under pressure.
Yeah.
Because clearly, I know he knows that. These two players are too similar. Very slow. And it's just like, it's not even with Anthony Martial.
Yeah.
He's fine. He's going through his races, whatever, but he's been very poor.
Very poor, yeah.
Very poor. Even yesterday's game. Why are you playing Fred and McTominay? You're playing against West Brom.
Yeah.
Okay? I know you don't trust Van der Beek or whatever it is. Pogba is out. Why don't you play it? Why are you playing defensive?
The fact that he's not playing Van der Beek when Pogba is out kind of tells you, like, do you guys even want the guy on the team?
But but listen, no matter what it is, right? Van der Beek is a way more quality player than Fred. Fred can't pass the ball.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have McTominay. So if you play in West Brom, you're not supposed to be defensive at all. Mm-hmm. I only want Fred when we're playing the likes of Liverpool, when we're playing the likes of City, when we're playing the likes of Chelsea and Arsenal, because he's going to be doing the dirty job.
He did. You know, Ole did that same mistake when you guys played in the Champions League against, who was it? Leipzig. When he played two center, like he played so defensive.
And even when we played against PSG, Fred wasn't a yellow card. He was playing haphazardly, and he still kept him on the pitch before, and then he got a red card. So it's just like these little minor things. You as a manager have to see these things. He's not doing that. And listen, I don't even want to talk about Chelsea because we'll talk about you guys later. So I'll keep that point for later. But the problem is, Maguire, Lindelof is not a good pairing. Mm-hmm. One has to sit. One has to just sit on the bench, which I believe is Lindelof.
Yeah.
Maguire, we spent 80 million on. He's not going to sit on the bench. Yeah. Okay? So, and anytime Maguire plays with Bailly, it's a good partnership. So I don't know what it is. And now you're playing the likes of Sheffield, you're playing the likes of West Brom, and you're playing two defensive midfielders. What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
I really don't understand. And I have issues with Rashford. He just keeps when he gets in the 6-yard box. 18.
You've been saying that for a while.
But did you watch the game against West Brom?
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
He dribbles and gets there, and he just doesn't know what to do. Yeah.
Exactly. Come on, you don't need to be. And one thing I like about Greenwood, when he gets the ball, he's gonna shoot.
Yeah.
So why don't you start him? You're playing against West Brom. What are you scared of?
But, Yaga, speaking of players, there's one guy that I think has escaped so much criticism, and Martial. Martial has been a disappointment.
That's what I just said.
Like, outside of last year, right? When he had the season, he has not played well for a long. Like, the guy has
for a long time.
That he had one good season last year, and then that was it.
See, he's so lazy. He doesn't track back. His attitude on the pitch when he misses the ball, the arrogance, you could just tell clearly. And I don't know why he's still showing faith in him.
Yeah.
Okay? Because the same way you don't want to play certain players, I don't think Martial has done anything to warrant him starting.
Yeah.
He's not done that.
Is it fair to say he seems like he's trying to fit him in the team, because we clearly see that Cavani is a better option as striker than Martial.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you put Martial on the left side, I'm not sure, is Martial effective enough on the left?
He's not. And you know the problem.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing Rashford out of so he's playing Rashford from the right.
Yeah.
And that's why he's in
Martial in. Yeah.
But you can't do that. So you know Greenwood, because at this point I prefer, though he scored just 1 goal in 17 games, but when Greenwood has the ball, you know you kind of know he's about to do something. Martial can say the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay? So
he looks much more. Yeah. When Greenwood gets the ball on the right wing, when he's cutting in, he seems like
you know he'll do something.
Yeah.
Whether that is going in or not.
Yeah.
And you play Rashford out of position. As a coach, you should know that.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is. He's trying to show too much faith in these players, Lindelof and Martial. You know what is going to happen? He's going to end up losing his job. These players are not going to leave the team. You're going to end up losing your job because you've shown too much faith in these players, and they keep on disappointing you all the time.
That Martial one, honestly, if there's one player that I'm looking at this, Martial. Anthony Martial is keeping criticism for a long time. We talk about all these strikers that are not scoring. He has not scored enough goals. If you take away last season, his goal tally is very poor.
He's not. He's been at United for nearly 5 years, and he's scored 80 goals. That's not good enough.
Yeah, that's like 12 goals, 13 goals a year, and that's
not good enough.
Yeah. So,
so I don't know. He's showing too much faith in these players, and I think he's really going to lose his job. Because listen, at this point, I would even prefer just Lingard because he's playing well for West Ham.
Well, yeah. Well, now we.
No, I'm just being honest.
Well, but yeah,
he's not playing well.
You're saying that now because, obviously,
not sure. It's just he's ineffective. Yeah. And I don't know why he keeps playing him. I don't know. Like,
I mean, if he's looking at, I don't listen. It seems like there's a lot of
even De Gea. Yeah, De Gea has to go to the bench because he's just listen. What game did we against Everton? Did you watch that game?
Yeah. Those 3 goals against you.
The last goal.
Yeah.
What are you waiting for? As the goalkeeper.
But from what I'm hearing, right, it seemed like not too long ago when everything was going so well. What happened?
No, everything wasn't going so well. We were just grinding our results. We're winning, of course. We're winning. But listen. Anytime I watch United, right, when we go up, I'm just scared. I'm not comfortable. Fine, we're winning games, but I was never comfortable because De Gea, Maguire, and what's his name? Lindelof. It's just not good enough. It's just not good enough. So and even with the Everton game, I was watching it with my friend Joe, and I told him, listen, Everton is going to equalize because I was never comfortable.
Yeah.
Even after 2-0, I was never comfortable.
I tell you what, you know when I was watching the West Brom game that you guys were playing, you remember that chance that who was that Arsenal Loney guy that he had on the left wing, and I'm like he had to just put that ball in and it was a finish. I'm like, where are the defense? Like it seems like Maguire is playing left wing, and I don't know. There's no
they're just the two of them. It doesn't work.
Yeah,
you know, it will never work. Even the goals we considered against Sheffield United. Come on. You know, so
that second goal was bad.
That's what I'm saying. So it's just I don't know what Ole doesn't see, but I think every United fan sees that. So I don't know what the problem is. Yeah. If he still wants to show faith in these players, then it is what it is. See, your coach just came in. He's made a lot of changes.
We'll get to that.
That's what I'm saying. But I need to say something in regards to that because I don't know what Ole doesn't see. I don't know what. If this guy just got here and he sees a lot of things. So I don't know what he doesn't see.